everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today we are talking Planner Lineup 2024. Today I'm going to start out showing you guys kind of like my kaigi, where you basically talk through 2023 and say how that went as far as my planner lineup goes. I had some things that are going to be returning, some things that are going to be tweaked, and then I'm adding a lot of different extra things to play around with. So this is more like a tentative planner lineup for 2024 because I'm tweaking things here and there. I will use various things throughout the year, and this is just my starting point. So I have certain ones that are definitely staying in my lineup, and they worked really good for me in 2023 and even before then, so I'm going to stick with some of those. And then I am changing it up in various other categories. So one of the main things that gets my life flowing and keeps me on track is just a monthly calendar that sits on my desk. This one happens to be one of the petite planners. It's an 18-month from Erin Condren. It's in the Inspire color. I've got various things in here. But like there's November 2024, I did a little bit of sticker decorating here and there, but mostly I just kept with the Inspire pattern that goes throughout these pages, and they are back to back. They don't have any lines on these, so that is a little bit tricky for me this year. The boxes are kind of small, and then the no line thing. So this one's not my absolute favorite one, but I do love the Erin Condren paper, and I'm going to try to stick with this for 2024. If I find something that I like in the meantime that I just have to use, I will switch it out. But for now, this one's been working for 6 months. This one just lives on my desk, and I have a little Amazon Basics tablet holder that just sits on my desk. I leave it open to whatever page I'm on, and then it just lives on my desk like that. There's too many planners here, but that's just how it lives on my desk. It just lives sitting open, and that way I know what is coming up, what our dance schedule looks like, what our events, vacations, school, all that stuff goes on here. They also go on our iCal because Johnny does not come in here and look at my calendar, but I like to see just a whole month view, so I like having it actually written out. But I also use an iCal to make sure he's on the same track with me. And now, going along with that, I ended up making a Frankenplanner, and I absolutely loved this. The only thing I would change, I told you guys in my last Vlogmas day, I ended up Frankenplanning my 2024, so I obviously really liked having a Frankenplanner. The only thing I didn't love about this was mixing in my daily duo pages and having my weekly action pages mixed in. I ended up kind of losing these in the shuffle and not using the daily duo a ton, so it just didn't work for me to have the daily duo pages in there. I did, however, love having my monthly goals in here each month, and I did love having my Erin Condren hourly in here as well, so I ended up just putting in all of our hourly things. Preschool hours, school is weekdays for elementary school, so I don't tend to put that in, but I put in our activities, I put in play dates, I put in mom's nights, I put in any extra things. I also put in a few to-do listing things certain weeks. I've got a habit tracker that I use sometimes don't, and I also put in our meals. I meal plan just a few recipes a week, and then I plan in having leftovers or things I can cook from the freezer. I'm pretty good about if I have something that I can freeze leftovers for, I will. My goal is to not waste a ton of food, so I really try to freeze what I can and also use up leftovers. So it is really good for me to have 3 to 4 meals planned per week, and that way I'm not wasting a ton of food. I find that if I plan 6 or 7 meals a week, we end up wasting a ton of food. So this way it's just a little bit easier for me to manage and keep track of not wasting stuff. I decorate this one. I absolutely love the Erin Condren hourly, and this is a wildflowers that was 18 months. So my Frankenplan contains the two things I loved about this Frankenplan, the Makselife pages and the Erin Condren hourly pages. So I will flip in to show you guys, and of course I showed this all in a video, but I've got a monthly calendar here that's still to be determined. I will have this one as my content planner. I stuck in the Makselife sticky notes, and I have my content planned out on these sheets. Then I have my monthly goals, and then I've got the dashboard page that goes straight into our hourly pages, and I've got school dates and dance dates in here, so I'm not showing anything specific, but that's kind of what it looks like, and I'll decorate this from week to week or month to month, and I really like having that. I have the weekly action pages that are dated now in here as well, so I've got the pages in between I can use as well. So all of my goal setting Makselife stuff is in here along with my EC hourly. And this is basically like the most important planner elements, this and this. And that's pretty much my whole entire planner life. If I boiled it down to what I absolutely needed to get everything flowing, these are the essentials for me. So going along with that, I ended up using a couple of extra planners this year that worked out really well for me. So I'm kind of just switching what planners I'm using for those, but Frankenplanner and Monthly Planner are some of my top favorite ones. And now I ended up introducing a monthly health tracker this year. I ended up using a Sprouted Monthly, and this works really good. I used it for tracking migraines, but that was pretty much all. Just tracked migraines. I was having a lot of migraine issues going into 2023, so I was tracking my medicine that I take every other day. It's Nurtec. It's a migraine prevention medicine, and then I was tracking my migraines a little bit here. I would put more details on these in-between pages here and there, and I felt like that was a really great way to just keep track of things. Now, I want to be a little bit better about tracking all symptoms, period symptoms and things as well, so I'm going to continue on with this, but I've got a different way to do it. I actually have 2 monthlies this year, and the reason for this is I want to be able to track the kids' stuff. They come down with things here and there, they get fevers and stuff. I want to be able to track those things and not just use scrap paper here and there, so this one's great for this because it has those in-between pages. So it has the monthly spread, like so, and there's plenty of room to write like whoever was sick, what the main symptoms are, and then all the detail stuff like the fevers, the times we gave medicine, all of that can be tracked in here, and it just gives me one central place to put all that stuff. When any kid gets a fever in this house, I pull out a scrap paper or a notebook, and it's never the same one, and I just have like one sheet for each illness for each kid, and it just ends up getting thrown away or gets put randomly in a notebook. I'll like flip in various notebooks and find like my sick day page for them, and this way it's all contained in this book. And it's just, I know I'm gonna grab this sick journal when it's somebody's sick. And then again with mine, so I've got the Sterling ink one, and this one will be my tracker here. And I like that this one had actual like tracking pages so that I can mark in like my migraine days or my period days on these trackers. And I also have the monthly pages, and then they have some lined pages in the back, but I feel like this one might be enough since there's a lot of room at the bottom in the sidebar. If I have more information about a certain migraine, I have plenty of room to write that in here. So I thought this one would work better for me to have as a migraine log, and I can put it with whatever folio systems I have. It's so much thinner than this one because it is the Tomoe River paper. So you can see this thinness is so much nicer with this one that I can just tuck it into whatever planner I'm using and have it with me at all times. But these are just basically like migraine, my health tracker, and then kids' sick day tracker. And that's gonna be it. They just probably will both live on my shelf, like this one lived on my shelf all year for 2023, and it worked really well. So I will have those continue in my lineup. And when I got into Tomoe River paper planning, it was really because of the Sterling ink, and I loved using the Sterling ink. I had a B6 dated, then Catherine came out with the Undated A5 size, which I used, and this is the last week in it, and I really liked it, and I'm going to continue on. I ended up getting a full year Sterling ink in the same, like whatever pink color. This one's called Quartz, and I think this one was called Mauve, but they're really, really similar colors. You can see that this one just has a little bit more of a rosier tone to it, I think. So I'm going to be using it all year, and I want to have one big chunky book, and I've just sort of decorated this one so far, getting it ready for 2024, but I plan on using this in the same way, just sticker sneeze in the weekly pages. You can see like sticker sneeze, I will do a full walkthrough of my 2023 sticker sneeze planner, and in the back I just do some journaling. I also do let's see, I also do washi swatches and things. Like Stella gave me stickers today. I just stuck those in on this blank page I had. But I put in some cuteness, I put in washi strips, you know, various sorts of things go in this one. And it's just kind of a like a catch-all randomness in the back for now. I don't know if I'm going to use this one in the same way in the back, but I'm definitely using it as the sticker sneeze in the front. I just love these little Hobonichi cousin style columns. They're the 1.3 inch columns, and I will continue on with this for 2024. It was one of my favorite fun kind of creative things that I did for 2024, and I will continue with that. So Sterling ink common planner in the A5 size. It's a full year, and it's got a page a day in the back. So I will have lots and lots of fun with that one. And by the way, as I'm flipping through these ones that I'm like, here's my 2023, here's my 2024 version, these are also going to sometimes go in different planner covers, so I will show my complete 2024 lineup later on in this video. This is just showing you that now and in the future. or like the then and now. I don't know how you want to word it. By the time you guys see this, it will be 2024, but I'm filming this not actually in 2024. So yeah, you're seeing like the two things flipping. I will show the full complete stack and then also other things that I might dabble with for 2024. Okay, moving on to the next one. I ended up using a fitness planner for the first time in 2022. So last year, and I used another one in 2023. I felt like this one was way too much. In 2024, I just used a horizontal A5 from Erin Condren. It was very simple and basic. And then I went all the way to the other end, extreme, and got this big giant one. I customized having miles and steps. I also have a healthy habit tracker, goals this week. This one is really decked out and it ended up being way too much. You can see I tracked steps some, but I did not track steps forever. Like there are not steps tracked forever. I also got the fitness pages, totally did not use the fitness pages at all. So this one was just way, way, way too much to use. And I downgraded majorly for this. I am going to be using a compact TN size sterling ink common planner. I just got the caramel color with the white edges. And this is just a horizontal spread and a weekly page. So I can do whatever I want with this second page, but this gives me room to just write those same things. Like that's really all I need. I'm not using all the fitness stuff. I'm just writing in my workouts. You know, sometimes there's not much. There's just like a one line thing. And then sometimes I'm doing Pelafondo or I'm doing multiple classes stacked up together. You can see like sometimes it's intense stuff. And this gives me room that if I, you know, have a lot of workouts, I have room. If I just need to write 1 or 2 lines, or if I'm having rest days, I don't need a whole lot of stuff writing in, but this gives me places I can write about whatever workouts. I can add in more info if I want to. And then this one has enough pages in the back that I can use more pages if I want to write about certain classes or do some sort of fitness challenge. I can have the fitness challenges lined out in the back, but this gives me a lot of flexibility that this one just didn't give me. It was really structured and it had a lot of stuff in it. I wanted something way simpler. So this goes to 121 here in the back. I was trying to find the last page, but this gives me, you know, not enough for a daily page, but I could use a couple pages a week in the back as well. But I love this layout that it just gives me like a weekly dashboard page and some place to write my workouts in. And this will give me enough room that I can write in whatever weights I'm doing as well. If I'm doing an arms and light weights or shoulders and back or glutes and legs, I can write in whatever weights I'm using as well. So it gives me plenty of room to work with, but I don't have to use any extra structure that I built in. This is just a super simplistic plan. I thought I would write in very much like the Coffee Monsters Co. Helen writes in on her habit tracker. She will like track her steps in a color code, and then she will write like LB for lower body, UB for upper body, or you know, whatever her code is for each kind of day. And I thought I would write in those and keep track of my lower body and upper body type of days. But other than that, I just want to be able to write down my workouts. I've loved writing them down the last 2 years. And so I want to continue with that. And I made it way simpler. Like this is just like as bare bones simplistic as possible. So that is my fitness planner. Kind of in that same vein though, I want to track more like fitness, self-care, body image, weight, food logging, all that kind of self-care and wellness stuff. And I got a Wonderland 222 for that. And this one's something I will show you guys as I'm using it more. Right now I'm basically just food logging. It's not that intense. You can see like my food log, I have journaling, meditation, gratitude, and I didn't have a dot pen with me actually using this. I also track my week streak on Peloton. As long as you do a workout per week, you continue your week streak. This was my sick days and barely eating days, but mostly it's just like, you know, tracking food. I wrote in the hardcore on the floor calendar, then we had guests, and then we got majorly sick. So we didn't use any of that, but I'm tracking in like self-care type things, mom nights, any kind of social and wellness and self-care, all that kind of stuff is going in here. And this is a full year book. They're Unstacked weekend all in one. I've done a review on this and it has a page a day in the back. And theirs are set up really cute. They're in this like different kind of thing. It's not quite a quadrant, but you've got 2 quarters here and then a half page at the bottom. And I thought I would track various different things to be determined yet. I don't know, but like self-care, body image, mood, all different things in the 3 categories, and they may rotate. It might be, oh, I have a lot to say about body image today. I'm going to use this section. Oh, I don't have much to say about XYZ. I'll put it in one of the smaller sections, but I like that it's broken up like that so I can have like 3 different topics a day if I want to. And of course, I don't have to use a page a day if I don't want to, but I've got it set up to where I can if I want to. I've got a page a day in there. I did put this one in the plastic cover. I'm not a huge fan of the plastic covers, but this one has a pen loop, so I wanted it to have a pen loop in there. So that is my new fitness/wellness stack right there. Instead of the big giant chunky thing, I've got two smaller Tomoe River paper planners, and I'm really into the Tomoe River paper, as you can see. A lot of my stuff is switching into more of these smaller bound type books. So that is it for fitness. Next on my list, I have been trying to keep just some sort of like down and dirty to-do listing type of thing. I jot down notes, ideas, to-do lists, collections, all sorts of things, maybe shopping lists even. I'm not going to show a ton of this. Here you go. This is perfect example of what it is. We got car stuff. We bought a car. I had some stuff in here for that. I have a school party stuff. I also have just like Wednesday checklist. I also have a recipe that I wrote down from YouTube. I just wrote down the ingredients list. So this is just what it is. It's a catch-all random notebook of various stuff. It just happens to be a Makselife dot grid, but this one's pretty much almost used up. I've got a little bit of the paper in the back that I can use up, but it's mostly used up. Now, to go this year, I'm going to do two different things. One, I'm going to have my down and dirty to-do list and just jotting down ideas and stuff in this A6 Hobonichi Home. This one's really cute. It does have the red. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love the red, but it's got the little monthly calendar, and then it's just a page a day. So this is just gonna be my down and dirty to-do list. If I've got notes, ideas, any of that stuff is gonna be written in here. And then I'm gonna migrate the more important things that I do wanna keep track of into a bigger dot grid notebook. Right now, this notebook just has swatches in it. I've been showing this on my channel during Vlogmas. I made the swatches. I don't love the swatches in here, but I want to use this book because I think it's gorgeous and I love these cute little notebooks. It does have a pen loop. It's got the bookmarks. So this is going to be my more bullet journaling style collections and ideas, keeping track of all that stuff. This is going to be more of like my keep with me throughout the house, writing down my to-do lists. Anything that comes to my mind gets written in here, and then it will migrate over in here if it's important, or migrate into different planners if it goes somewhere else. But this is just going to be everything, the catch-all place that all of the stuff goes in from day to day. I did end up decorating that front page. That's not a grid page, it's just a little front page. So I used Hubman and Chubgirl monthly kit stuff for that, to just decorate it a little bit. But this isn't going to be something that's decorated necessarily a ton. It's just going to be just a down and dirty to-do list, and with a little bullet journal dot grid kind of with it. I feel like I will be able to use this for maybe the whole year. I don't know. I'll see how that goes, but this is my idea for to-do listing and bullet journaling style stuff that just needs someplace to go. I really liked having that little dot grid notebook the last month or so. It's a great way to divide it out. I like having just the throwaway daily page, but I like being able to keep other stuff as well. Moving into my last category of things, I needed a content planner, and I have used a content planner over the years, but I really went back to it hard for 2023, and I used a golden coil, and I really, really liked this. You can see I really got into this. I decorated it, I highlighted it, I've got like 2 different to-do lists going on. I've got my little weekly schedule. I've got notes. I really, really like this, but the golden coil is way, way, way too expensive, I feel like. So I did not get a golden coil for next year. I am doing a 2 planner system. I found that when I was doing Vlogmas, I was using the Hobonichi weeks and just keeping track of my Vlogmas stuff. I'm not going to show a bunch of it, but I'll show you a little bit, like keeping track of my Vlogmas stuff in here a little bit, decorating a teeny tiny bit, and really liking the size of this. Just being able to have this next to my computer at all times was great. This one is a big, giant, chunky thing. So I found when I was using this, I was like, dang, I really like the smaller size. So along the same vein, I want to have lots of room for planning and decorating and having all my stuff, but I also want one that I'm going to be able to keep at my computer. So this is the same thing as that TN that I showed. This is called the N2, or the weeks size. It's, you know, the same size as the Hobonichi weeks basically. And it is a sterling ink common planner. It's just the compact size. So I don't have a page a day, and I don't need a page a day. So with this, you get the same kind of layout. You get the format for what you're going to do each day, and then like the dashboard page. And I thought this was great because it gives me room to write in what I'm doing each day. It gives me room in here, not only for a video, but also for like to-do listing or social media as far as trying to do Instagrams and stuff. But I also get that extra room for video notes and ideas and stuff, and I've got more room back here for ideas and things. I wanted to have lots of notes space available, also with a list where I can just keep track of my videos going up on here. I will end up probably doing some sort of color coding thing. Instead of having a to film and to edit, two separate lists every week, I'll probably like have a code, different boxes. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. And then going with that, I have a sprouted planner, and this is the weekly spread, and I thought this one worked great as the same kind of layout. It gives me room to write in my videos, my to-do listing. I could still do to film and to edit, and I've got a little bit of room for notes, but I found that I wanted more notes, and I also wanted something smaller. So I don't know how necessarily that these are gonna go together yet. It's one of those to be determined things, but I like the idea of mapping it out in here as a rough draft form and then putting it in here, you know, when it's closer to time or when it's the week of, I have it in here and I can build from this and have this at my computer for editing, scheduling, uploading, all that stuff, and just have it convenient instead of having to haul this one back and forth to my computer. This one will be in here as my master plan for content planning. So it is going to be a two planner system. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I really like the smaller size. And so I'm going to work and play with these and see how it goes for this year. Okay, so now that I've shown you my main setup for 2024, showed you the planners that are replacing other planners that I used for 2023, just basically getting different versions and tweaking the same system, I'm going to show you guys other planners that I'm introducing into my lineup. These ones are the more tentative planners that may get tweaked here and there. I'm going to just kind of walk down this stack of things that I would like to use. First, I'm going to start with my evening / nighttime routine planners. So I've got a few different things here, and again, this will be tweaked and adjusted as needed, but I have 3 different things in this lineup. A very chunky, creative type of planner. Basically 3 different things: self-care, gratitude, and then creative miscellaneous. So starting with this is an Undated Clever Fox planner, and this is just a teeny tiny self-care. I think it's for 6 months, so it's a small one and it won't last forever. I'm not going to use this every single day. It is undated, so I can just pick this up whenever I want to. And I'm mainly here to answer the questions, write a little bit about how the day went, and that's just going to be a quick little piece of the puzzle. Then I have, in this Freckled Fawn TN cover, I have another Sterling Ink Common Planner, and this one is another TN, but this is a full year. So this is going to be my gratitude journal. I want to write a little blurb about the day, maybe put some highlights of the week here, and then in the back there's a page a day to just write what I'm thankful for. I want to maybe make a list. Sometimes it'll be in paragraph form, sometimes it'll be a list, but I want to use a page a day and just write down things I'm grateful for in here. I find that when I'm doing gratitude regularly, it just gives me so much joy, and it just sets things just on a happier tone, and I just really like that. So I got a dedicated planner to do gratitude for 2024. And going along with that, I got this Hemlock and Oak, and I had toyed around with this, doing more maybe guided journaling. I toyed around with an undated one, and I just really wanted a full year dated Hemlock and Oak. Their paper is really nice. It's a thicker type of paper. It's still gridded, but I thought I would write all the way across, and if I'm using it as a guided journal, I'll just write my question up in the top. And if I'm doing brush lettering or Japanese practice or doodling, anything in there, I can do that however I want. So this is not going to be the same thing every day. It's just going to be whatever I feel like putting down on the paper at the end of the day, whereas the gratitude is a very specific type of thing. This one is going to be just miscellaneous, creative, whatever. I'll have some brush pens with me, maybe a pencil, so I can sketch some things in here. And it's just going to be a miscellaneous creative thing to just get things off my brain. It might be a brain dump some days. It might just be doodling. It might just be brush lettering. I don't really know how this one's going to shake up, but I just know I want to have some sort of creative outlet at the very end of the day. So these 3 will live on my nightstand or in my nightstand drawer, and they will just be my creative / gratitude / self-care section for the night routine. That's just basically it. I want to snuggle up in bed or snuggle up in the reading nook and just play around with these ones each night. And then I've got more Tomoe River paper planners and one more Erin Condren planner in my tentative lineup. And again, these will change. They're not all set in stone, but this is what I've got. I've got an A6 or Estelle. This is a weekly catch-all, and this one's cute because it has just a little tiny week schedule, a page, and then a 2-page spread, and then it moves into the next week. And now I want to use this for a use it up challenge, and it's just going to be more creative and fun. So whatever washi tapes I'm using, I'm going to stick some in here. Whatever brush pens I'm using, I'm going to do a little brush pen in here. I will use stickers here and there. Washi, whatever pen colors I'm using, I'm documenting that in here, especially like fountain inks. I'll do some fountain ink swatching in here. It is that Tomoe River paper, so it's nice and crinkly when you get it filled up with stuff, and I just plan on chunking this up with whatever it is that I'm using. And yeah, it's just going to be a fun, creative little tiny A6 journal, very, very small. Now I have 2 B6 sizes, and this is the classic daily. This one has a daily page, so I'm going to use this as just kind of like a highlights reel type of thing. It has the little overview as well, and it's just going to be things that bring me joy, happiness things throughout the day, highlights, just anything like that. You know, if one particular washi tape's making me happy that day, I'm going to put a strip down and write about it, write about a Peloton class that makes me happy, write cute quotes that the kids say, or like stories that they tell me, all the just happy moments I want in here. So I can go and just flip through this and put a smile on my face, basically. It's just going to be a little happiness notebook. I also have a B6, it's a Papertess. This one does have a page a day, but it's not a dated page. So I don't know that I will use all of the daily pages in here. This is going to be my practice and music journal. I'm trying to find a page that's blank. There you go. So this is what it looks like. This is the weekly page, and then it has a page a day. I just want to use this to use for drum practice, track songs that are in my head, do a little brush pen lettering, like song lyrics and things in here, and maybe put my Japanese practice in here as well. I'm not exactly sure about that part, but it's just going to be basically like music type of stuff, like practicing drums, song lyrics. I'm the type of person that always has a song in my head, like stuck in my head. So I'll write down song lyrics here and there, my drum rudiments, drum beats, that kind of thing. Maybe even sketch out some music notes, depending on what I've got going on. So it's just going to be basically like a music practice journal type of thing. Still kind of up in the air to be determined. And now I have lots of various things that I want to track, and I've got 2 different sterling ink A5s. I've got my one from last year, and this one's undated. Let's see. I did end up putting in the January dates, but this is what it looks like. It's a blank slate, and I plan on possibly using this one or using the half year. This one is dated for 2024. I plan on using one of these, maybe both of these, to just be different miscellaneous tracking things or blank pages for various other things. I've got them both ready for January because I don't know what's going to go in either one, but I have them and I may end up using them for something. They're just kind of up in the air. And then my last one is an Erin Condren, and this is the Hello Kitty edition, which is super cute. It's got its own Hello Kitty fun colors. And this one is a vertical spread, and I'm not usually much of a vertical unlined spread person, especially the Erin Condren one. It's just this 1.5-inch columns. There's no lines except the bottom section. So I don't know how this one's going to shake up as far as what is going to go in each section, but I do want to use it for like home projects or like main goals. So whatever goal I have going on, I want to put here whatever progress I make towards it. For instance, one of the month things is setting up our reading nook and finishing it up. So it'll be the various different things I add along the way. So it might be like 3 different goals or projects, progress tracking in here. It might be like what tasks I get done in the morning, what tasks I get done in the evening. And it's going to be just kind of a running log of various stuff. So I, again, don't exactly know how this one's going to shake up, but I know I want it in my lineup, and I'm going to make it look pretty because it's just the pretty colors with the Hello Kitty stuff. Like all the tabs are Hello Kitty. It's just super cute. These are all going to be played around with. I don't exactly know how they're going to work out over the year. It's just my tentative planner lineup. Now I'm going to put everything back in the covers how I had them and how I plan on using them so that you'll see kind of what my idea is, that I'm not going to have like 14 different books all out on the desk, like all willy-nilly. I've got various covers and different categories of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything put back together, and I'll show you that lineup now. Alrighty, as far as planner stack goodness, I'm going to give you a quick lineup of everything, how it is in here. Like these are planner bricks, you can see, like nice big thick things, and I'll show you guys. Most of this is gonna just stay in this room, and it'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna work on my wellness planners. Now I'm gonna work on XYZ planners. It's gonna be mostly stuff that's in here, and I'll come in here, you know, in the beginning of the day, maybe sometime in the middle of the day, and then in the evening, and just kind of play around with whatever planners I want to. And then I'll show you guys the planner setup, how I use it in practical terms. So let's just walk quickly down all of these things. A couple of planners are loose. I've got my Sterling Ink Common Planner in the N2 size, which is the week size. It's my content planner. Then my catch-all daily type of book. It's the A6 Hobonichi Hone, and this is the Sea Dragons pattern on there. And then I've got an A6 little tiny cover by Estelle, and I have a few different things in here, again, like up in the air, totally playing around with this. I've got a little Hobonichi Papers unlined thing here. Scoot this over a little bit. That's in here. I also have an A6 Common Planner notebook. It's just a monthly booklet. I don't exactly know what's going in here, possibly period tracking or mood tracking in there. And then that A6 catch-all that's going to be my use it up type of planner. So all of the pens and inks and washi tape, stickers, all of that's going to be in here in some way, just as a little creative happy spot. So again, like this will sit in here most of the time. Then in my B6 Estelle, I've got those two B6 planners. I've got the Papertess one that's going to be more music, song lyrics, drum related. And then I've got the Estelle that's going to be my happiness log here. And it's just dated daily pages with a teeny tiny weekly download section there. So it'll be my like happiness brick here. All my music related stuff, and then just happy fill your cup type of planner in there as well. Then as far as an A5, I've got a few different A5 chunky stacks here. I've got a crock cover from Estelle, and I've got one of the Sterling inks that is up in the air. It'll be just kind of like a catch-all planner, project planner, task management. I don't exactly know what all will go in here yet. It's just kind of up in the air. And then this is my Sticker Sneeze planner, the Sterling ink full year, and this is the Sterling ink half year. They just fit really nicely in the crock cover together. So I don't exactly know. I might end up using that one more like bullet journal style and getting rid of one of my other ones. It's still to be determined. And then in my Hobonichi Dreamy Soda cover, I have that other, this is the Undated A5. And again, not exactly sure how this one will go in practical use, but it is in that cover ready to go for January. And then moving into my last of the covers, this is a Makselife folio. They call it a Moxie folio, and it has the Traveler's Notebook style elastic bands, but it's A5 size, and it is super chunky, as you can see. So I've got three different things in here. I've got more of like wellnessy type stuff in here. So my wellness planner, that's Wonderland 222, and then also my fitness planner is in here, and then that bullet journal style Hubman and Chubgirl dot grid is in here as well. It may end up changing, I don't exactly know. There's quite a few different little like notebooky type of things that might not stay in the lineup, but for now I'm starting out with this one, and it's a big chunky thing. Like getting it closed is quite of a feat. It's huge, but it's a really nice giant brick there. And then as far as loose things, I've got the two monthlies, the Sprouted monthly for the kids' sickness trackers, the Sterling Ink monthly A5 that is my migraine tracker. I also have the Sprouted planner that's going to be my content brainstorming type of planner, my Frankenplanner that's going to be my goal setting, and my main mom life planner. You can see that. Decorated some of it in January, so I will stick with that one. And then also my goal slash project slash organization or task, like pretty task list will go in here as the vertical Erin Condren. So that's a lot of different planners. Like I said, I could get away with just using my main squeeze type of Frankenplanner for the most part. And now as far as everything else, I will have most of these things staying in this room. Pretty much all of these things are staying in this room, looking through all of this, staying in the room. I will have these two out with me for the majority of the time. So I'll just have this open to whatever week that I'm on, and this one just kind of lives on our kitchen island so I can see whatever's going on for every day. And then I will have this one with me as just like my, you know, my little to-do listing thing here. So I will have both of these out and about with me during the day, and then pretty much everything else is going to live in here. I've got my stuff for my nightstand, all my journaling type of stuff in there. And then this content planner will come back and forth with me from this room and the other room. And basically all of these will be in here unless I want to take stuff into the living room as we're watching TV or as I'm watching something on YouTube and just being creative. Like, I can bring this with me, get my little sticker binder, and go to town decorating or filling out whatever planner I'm playing around with for the moment. And so I don't exactly know, like I said, how all of this is going to shake out, but this is what I'm starting out with. And believe me, like, this is not nearly as many planners as I started out 2023 with. I went crazy for 2022 and 2023, and I scaled it way back when I got into the Tomoe River paper planners. I feel like I separated out a ton into like these little teeny tiny books. I just happen to love them. Now, as far as other things I can dabble with throughout 2024, here is a look at a lot of the other planners that I have at my disposal for 2024. I've got 2 Hobonichi weeks. I've got the Papertess weeks. It's called the Weekly Notebook. I have a minimalist Hemlock and Oak. It is a dated weekly planner. I also have a Sprouted planner. Their hourly is super duper skinny column, so I don't foresee myself using this one a ton because it's super duper skinny. I also have this really cute Midori. It's just got little doggies on it. And I would love to incorporate this in somehow. I think it's super cute. Maybe some brush lettering practice in here, or maybe my Japanese lettering practice. I don't know. Super duper cute. I also have a different Makselife. If I decide I want to go vertical versus horizontal, I have the vertical spread as well. I ended up making the mistake 2 years in a row, and this year, for the 3rd year in Makselife, I finally got one of each. I have one of each. I also have a couple of different Erin Condrens that'll work. Compact vertical, which I loved. I used this, gosh, most of 2022, I think. I really loved this layout. I've got that I can play around with. I also have a full-on horizontal from Erin Condren I can use. I also have a daily duo for the second half of my academic year. So that would be January through June. And then I also have this Colorful Cosmos. This is an academic planner, and it is one that I really like because it is colorful in a different way, not the Erin Condren basic colorful. It's just a different color scheme, and it's really pretty. It's got a cute little academic layout. So I may end up toying around with this one some throughout the year as well. It goes through just July 2024 because it is an academic year planner. So I've got the first half of the year I can toy around and play around with this, but I don't have any plans for any of these, but they're here just in case I want to change it up or switch something out. You can really mostly tell I'm really getting into the Tomoe River paper planners. I've got tons of them, and I really am going smaller for a lot of things. And like, there's 3 different various planners of the same sort. I've got a lot of these common planner or bullet journal style ones that I don't know what I'm using for yet. I've got 3 different ones in my various configurations here that I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be used for yet, but they're in the various covers with my planners. I think this would be a great setup for like a catch-all planner and then my sticker sneeze planner in there. I don't know how all this is going to shake up, but I wanted to show you guys my lineup as it is going to be for January 2024 because I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out, but I am super excited. I really enjoyed building these like different planner bricks, so I can just grab one of these, grab some stickers, and play around with various different planners for a little while. And there you go. There is my lineup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a lot of planners, but as I told you in the very beginning, I'm going to mostly stick with a couple of main ones and then dabble with the rest and figure out what my planner flow is going to be for 2024. So I hope you guys like this look at all of the planners that I might be playing around with for 2024. Let me know what's in your planner lineup. And that's all I have for you guys today. Like, subscribe, follow me along. I'm getting close to 10,000 subscribers, so I would love for you to join in, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, and Happy New Year, guys!